Welcome. My name is Professor Janice Volin, and I educate future nurses at Monroe Community College. I'm honored to serve as your faculty marshal. On behalf of MCC faculty, staff, and administrators, I welcome you to our 58th annual commencement ceremony. We will begin with the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance as led by MCC student leaders.
I'm Isabella Jarubas, President of the Monroe Community College Student Government Association.
And I am Denise Vogel, Vice President, Student Events and Governance at the downtown campus, and we'll be leading the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now join us for the singing of our national anthem by MCC student Anisha Stallworth.
Thank you, Anisha. I am Dr. Andrea Wade, Provost and Vice President for Academic Services. I have the distinct honor of presiding over this historic ceremony and celebration. Graduates and families, today and always, we celebrate you and all you have accomplished and endured to arrive at this very special moment. In December 2020, the State University of New York Board of Trustees and SUNY Chancellor Dr. Jim Malatras appointed Dr. Deanna R. Burt Nana as MCC's 6th president. President Burt Nana arrived in Rochester after more than 20 years of educational leadership in Michigan and Minnesota. Under President Burt Nana's leadership, MCC will enter its 60th anniversary year as one of the most respected and most innovative community colleges in the nation. She joins us in taking great pride in you and in all of our graduates. We are grateful you included MCC in your educational journey. To extend her personal congratulations to you, here is Monroe Community College President, Dr. Deanna R. Burt Nana.
Thank you, Provost Wade. It is an honor and pleasure to celebrate you, members of the MCC class of 2021. This has been an unprecedented academic year, and you are an exceptional graduate. You are an MCC hero who didn't give up on your education, despite the devastating effects of a triple pandemic on public health and safety, economics, and social justice. You resiliently achieved a goal and realized a dream that is yours alone, becoming a role model for generations to come. You are why MCC exists. Your professors and all who lead and work at the college are filled with joy and gratitude, knowing you chose MCC to prepare you for advanced degrees and certifications, success in the workplace, and ultimately, a rewarding career. Our gratitude extends to your spouse or partner, your children, your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors, and other significant people in your life, each for sharing you with us and supporting your success while you put in the hard work, balanced countless responsibilities, and persevered. We also recognize the many student veterans and active military students who graduate today. Brave service persons who received red, white, and blue honor cords as a way for us to thank you for your service. Today, all of you join an incredibly accomplished and generous alumni family that is 500,000 strong, inspiring the way forward in Rochester and beyond. The impact MCC graduates have on Greater Rochester and Monroe County is significant, measured in both economic terms and in contributions to our quality of life. Leaders at all levels believe in and value and support you. I am pleased to introduce you to some of the many MCC advocates who join in celebrating your success, beginning with Monroe Community College Board of Trustee Chairman, Mr. Alan K. Williams.
Thank you, President Burt Nana. On behalf of the Monroe Community College Board of Trustees, congratulations, graduates. Your achievement is a testament to your hard work and resilience. It is also a testament to our dedicated faculty, staff, and administrators, empowered by community and business leaders who have helped MCC become a national model for higher education. MCC's reputation helps pave the way to bachelor's and master's degrees at notable colleges and universities here in Rochester and across the country. MCC's career technical programs align with the needs of local employers and in-demand career fields, as many of you who are now deciding between job offers already know. Thanks to the generosity of our community, the MCC Foundation ranked #1 among SUNY Community College foundations for total and unrestricted support annually, awarding more than $1.3 million in student scholarships to hardworking, deserving students like you. As members of the class of 2021, you are uniquely prepared to make a difference within our community and the world. My very best wishes to you all.
Hi, my name is Christy Fogel, and I am a math professor at MCC. I'm also the president of the Faculty Council of Community Colleges, which means I represent your faculty to the state, and I'm also a member of the SUNY Board of Trustees. I wanted to congratulate all of you for all your hard work and dedication over the past few years and sticking with it. You have gone through one of the most trying times in my 20 years of teaching, and I'm so proud of all of you for having gone through everything and making it to this point. You all have great futures ahead of you, and congratulations again.
Good evening. As a proud SUNY trustee and an even prouder Monroe Community College alum and graduate, I want to extend my congratulations and very best wishes to the 2021 graduating class. To each and every one of you, you have worked hard, you have stayed focused, you have dedicated yourself to get to this point, and you all deserve to be very proud. To all the graduates, to your families, to all your support systems that help bring you to this day, this is a day to celebrate. As you graduate, whether you are beginning a career or going on to college or in mid-career, I want to wish you the very best. I also want to say that MCC graduates, they mean something. They represent talent, dedication, and they are the heart and soul of our community. If you are looking for a job, please contact me at the Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce and send me your resume. We love Tribunes and MCC grants. Best wishes to each and every one of you. God bless you all. And again, congratulations. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and careers.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Oh my goodness, has it been an extraordinary couple of years for you all. First, I want to take a moment to welcome our new college president, Dr. Deanna Burt-Nana, and send along my very best wishes for continued success to Monroe Community College. But graduates, I want you to know I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you. Your hard work and determination have paid off. Your time at MCC has helped you grow not only academically, but more importantly, as a well-rounded individual. If you continue to have perseverance and determination, I firmly believe that there will be no limit to the achievements that you can make in this lifetime. So on behalf of the entire Rochester community, I want to say, job well done. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you.
Hi, this is Congressman Joe Morelli. I want to add my voice to those who've congratulated you, MCC's class of 2021, on completing your studies in what has been the most difficult, most trying year of our lifetimes. Yet you've demonstrated amazing resilience in getting through your studies. So let me not only congratulate you, but also encourage you to be lifelong learners. Whether this is the end of your formal education or whether you'll go on to additional studies, we should all dedicate ourselves to being lifelong learners. It will certainly help you economically and in career advancement, but it's also going to help make you a better citizen, something we should all strive for. So again, my very, very most sincere congratulations on your accomplishment, and wish you the best in the future. Godspeed.
Monroe Community College class of 2021, congratulations. Everyone says your senior year in college will be the most memorable. And for many of you, it probably has been, but certainly not in the way you expected. But for the first time in more than a year, we can start to think about what it'll be like to return to normal. Right now, it may feel like the future is uncertain. Many of you may not be sure what you're going to do next. But what has been true throughout history is just as true today. That even in times of difficulty, there are always new opportunities, new ways of thinking, of doing things a better way. They're out there. You just have to keep your eyes open to them. And nothing can take away from the fact that you've earned a degree from such a fine institution of higher learning. And we can't just go back to the way things used to be. We must make our society better. And we know we will, because you are our future leaders and we have faith in you.
Congratulations on your graduation from Monroe Community College, and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Whether you're choosing to pursue a higher education degree or entering the workforce, your achievement today is a direct result of the hard work and dedication you have committed yourself. Take pride in all that you have accomplished and know that you are bettering yourself and your community with this investment in your future. A degree from MCC is more than a piece of paper to hang on your wall. It's a key to your own personal future career and success. To the families and loved ones of our graduates, thank you for supporting our students and encouraging them throughout this process. You should take incredible pride in their accomplishment and the role that you too played in helping get them there. And to the faculty and staff at MCC, thank you for your continued commitment to students of all ages throughout Monroe County. Your guidance, knowledge, and expertise are a part of what makes the MCC experience so rich. So once again, congratulations to today's graduates. Best of luck in all your future endeavors, and thanks for calling Monroe County home.
It is now my honor to introduce our student speaker, Soleil Williams, MCC class of 2021. Soleil stuck to her plan and didn't let anything stop her from completing her Associate in Applied Science degree in Human Services. As the first in her family to graduate from college, Soleil plans to transfer to SUNY Brockport, where she will major in social work.
Many of you do not know me, but my name is Quinasia Williams. Most know me by my middle name, Soleil. I am 30 years old with two beautiful daughters, Charlie 5 and Cameron 3 years old. I'm the oldest of 7 kids on my mom's side, so this is an honor to speak to and for the graduating class of 2021. I will be the first in my generation and my family to graduate from college and continue my educational journey. In the fall of 2021, I will continue my education getting my bachelor's in social work at Brockport. This time is an exciting and triumphant time. I graduated from high school young and endured a crazy journey that would lead me back to the thing I love most, my education. I started college in 2010 and through some bumps and mishaps managed to make it to walk virtually across the stage to show anyone, everywhere, including myself, that anything is achievable if you put your mind to it. The sky is the limit when your back is against the wall and it's you against the world. I started at MCC in the year 2010 at Damon City campus. I was new to Rochester and wanted to make a fresh start and stimulate my brain. I hoped to be a psychology major, but when that didn't work out, I took the route of trying to find something to achieve in life that made me happy, and then I found my calling in human services, because that's what I wanted to do in life, evaluate the world. But the load was rough, and I could not handle it. I was on the verge of dropping out. Then I met some amazing professors who kept motivating me to keep sailing and soaring. Takia Graham was the first voice of reason, pushing me forward and challenging me with not only my writing, but my womanhood as well, and encouraging me to succeed. I stayed at MCC till the fall of 2014 when I went through a series of unfortunate events and put school on the back burner for a little while. I ended up having a beautiful family and working in call centers. Around 2019, after trying my hand at different trades and jobs, I realized I was wasting my best potential working a 9-to-5 when I could have been stimulating my brain. So in the fall of 2019, I enrolled and got accepted to MCC for the fall semester of 2019. That is when I met Dr. Natasha Chen Christensen, who would not only be a strong force as a professor, but she would become a strong force and a motivator in my life. Now here I am in 2021, graduating with an amazing group of people after enduring this pandemic and having to learn how to go to school virtually while helping my own daughters go to school virtually. I have faced poverty at its worst, food insecurities, and a billion other things, while still managing to make Dean's List twice and earning A's and B's left and right. MCC has been the greatest choice I've made as far as choosing a college goes. I cannot wait to show Brockport my Tribune spirit. My story represents the graduating class because I am speaking for all of us who have had those late night thoughts of giving up. Those of us who have worked 2 or 3 or more jobs to pay for school. I am speaking to the parents who are tired, yet still manage to get up and come to class. To those who do not have any children, but have had so many stressors on their backs, and still manage to say, I am not going to give up. My story speaks to those who, as they listen today, are crying because they did not or probably could not see this coming. As I stand here today, I'm speaking, I just wanted to say to the graduating class, we are the ones they counted out. We have survived stressful semesters and workloads, and we are finally at the end of the rainbow. I know that to some people this may not be their biggest accomplishment yet, but it is one of the greatest accomplishments. My hat is off to the graduating class of 2021. May we take our trials and tribulations and continue to make them success stories. We made it through a pandemic, and we can make it through anything else.
Soleil, we are so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your experiences and inspiring message. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Kimberly McKenzie Mabry, MCC class of 1995. Similar to Soleil's story, when challenges came her way, Dr. McKenzie Mabry chose to keep going and not let anything stop her from earning her MCC Associate of Science degree in Liberal Arts and Human Services. After graduating from MCC, Dr. McKenzie Mabry earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Community and Human Services Management from SUNY Empire State College. But she didn't stop there. She then earned a Master of Business Administration degree from Metropolitan College of New York. Still, she didn't stop there. She earned a Doctorate of Education in Executive Leadership from the St. John Fisher College in 2011, all while working and raising her family. After an exciting and accomplished career in both New York City and Rochester, MCC welcomed her back with open arms. She returned as the assistant to the provost and now serves as MCC's acting vice president of student services. Here with her inspiring message to the graduates is Dr. Kimberly McKenzie Mabry.
Thank you, President Burt and Anna. MCC graduates, class of 2021, congratulations. It is a great privilege and an honor to join you today on such a momentous occasion. While we may not be together in person or have all of the pomp and circumstance of a traditional Monroe Community College commencement, today, however, is your pomp and circumstance. Today, we celebrate you. You made it. You have withstood the test of time and you have achieved your goal. You have shown strength and courage. You have motivated others and inspired us all. Class of 2021, you have lived, learned, and led through a global pandemic and the largest social justice issues of our time. You have been on the front lines of the country's financial crisis and the health crisis and more. Today, you may be looking forward to a new future, or you may be feeling uncertain about what the future holds. The world will never be the same. However, the great joy in that is that you, MCC graduates, have the opportunity to help define and redefine what the future will be. If there was ever a moment to push and pursue greater, that time is now. Graduating from college is a life-changing moment. Find your passion and your purpose in life and stay true to them. Be kind to others, and be kind to yourself. Don't give up even when you think you cannot make it. Believe in yourself and take risks. Do what is right. Celebrate you, even the smallest of your wins. Stand your ground and stand up for others. Be the type of leader you would want to be led by. Follow your dreams and reach beyond those things you achieve with ease. And remember, you are where you are meant to be and where you are yet to go. Allow yourself the time to find your way. For some of you, it may be immediate, and for some of you, it might take some time, like it did for me. My journey here today started right where you are, alongside of my graduating class of 1995, wondering what was going to happen next, wondering what life had in store for me, wondering what good I might add to the world, wondering how I was actually going to make it in life. I mean, after all, I started MCC straight out of high school, 5 months pregnant. I became a single mom in between my first and second semester. I was struggling financially and at times academically. I wondered if how I had spent the last 2 years of my life would make any difference at all on my future. Education is the way many of us hope we can begin to change the trajectory of the future of our families. I was the first in my family to complete my education, and what I realized is that it does just take one of us to take the first step. Since graduating in 1995, my mother, my husband, my daughter, and my niece have all graduated. And this fall, I'm excited to welcome my nephew and another niece to MCC. I have also realized, especially since working at the same institution where I started on my journey, one of the biggest barriers we sometimes impose on ourselves is believing that we can't. We can't do something, we can't be something, we just can't. Well, I am here to tell you that you can. It may not be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. Where you were yesterday does not have to define where you're going tomorrow. Vision yourself in places you thought you'd never be. Every new opportunity allows you to learn and grow and places you one step closer to where you are meant to be. We often do not know where we are going until we get there. When I graduated, I did not know where I was going, and I sure did not know where I was meant to be until I got here. My story isn't all that unique, but it is one that took many years. It was hard, it was overwhelming most days, and sometimes I felt like I just couldn't make it. It took me almost 20 years to complete all of my education. However, each degree opened new doors, and each job led to new career opportunities. I applied for jobs that I didn't necessarily qualify for, but the education gave me confidence, and my life and work experiences gave me the skills. As Maya Angelou reminds us, you may not control the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. And if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Graduates, you are now among the greatness of those who came before you and with you. Healthcare workers, musicians, educators, and community activists, company presidents, politicians, jewelers, engineers, and school leaders, entrepreneurs, artists, judges, and radio station owners, public servants, athletes, and more. Now close your eyes for a moment. Now think about what your message to MCC's next graduating class might be. In the words of Amanda Gorman, the first National Youth Poet Laureate at just 22, who spoke at this year's presidential inauguration, you MCC graduates are proof there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. I look forward to hearing your commencement message, a story that I know will inspire others. And in closing, graduates, today we celebrate you, we honor you, and we thank you. And I look forward to seeing what amazing things you will do. Congratulations again, class of 2021, and best wishes.
Thank you, Dr. Mackenzie Mabry. As an alumna and administrator, you personify the spirit of our college and are an inspiration to us all. The purpose of this 58th annual commencement ceremony is to recognize and honor those individuals who have fulfilled the academic and program requirements for the degrees of Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, and/or Certificates of Completion. Graduates, while our ceremony is virtual, your achievements are significant and substantial. We are deeply proud of you. President Burt Nana, it is my honor to present to you and to the Board of Trustees the Monroe Community College class of 2021.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the State University of New York, it is my pleasure to accept you as candidates for the degrees of Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, or Certificates of Completion. Your names will be added to the roll of MCC graduates. You are now officially graduates of Monroe Community College.
Thank you, President Burt Nana. Candidates who have maintained a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or better during their studies at Monroe Community College had an opportunity to pick up a gold honor cord in the weeks prior to this ceremony and will receive the additional recognition of their academic success by being noted as graduating with distinction. Green honor cords represent MCC Foundation scholarship recipients. Red, white, and blue honor cords represent veterans, and lilac honor cords represent student leaders. Graduates who were unable to pick up their honor cords can contact the college via email at graduation@monroecc.edu. As a unique part of our virtual ceremony, graduates have submitted personalized messages to thank those who have helped them along their educational journeys. After this ceremony, you will be able to access your personal clip and share it via social media by going to stageclip.com, clicking on Information for Graduates, and then Find My Clip. Please enjoy the individual recognition of candidates from the School of Community Engagement and Development.
Abubakar Abdirahman, Hamza Buker, Adriana Adams, Layla Ahmedzanova, Rosalind Alexander Searite, Ricky Allison, Shams Al-Safar, Katrina L. Anderson, Taylor Angora, Nicholas Audiown, Emily Ottor, Nicholas Ballier, Cameron Barnard, Driscoll Barnwell, Salima Barrero, Jesse Bauer, Taja Bautista, Shanae Bell, Truman Benz,
family professors at MCC for helping me through these last 2 years. Also, thanks to my fellow peer navigators and Matt Lawson for the opportunity to meet an incredible amount of people.
Desley Bermudez, Catherine Bevilacqua, Abigail Bickett, Michael Bilby, Jenna Bowl, Joseph Bordeaux, Edward Boss, Ian Boker, Thomas Brewster, Darlene Briggs, Ernestine Brown, Rena Brown, Essence Brownlee, Pamela Brozist, Joshua Budd, Brenna Bolger, Vaishay Bullock, Takara Buntley, Katrina Bergio, Michael A. Burgos, Francis Camp, Madison Corella, Beverly Carr, Janice Cassiano, Jasmine Cayenne, Kevin Chapman, Andrew Chmiel, Caitlin Cleary, Sarah Clements, Amelia Conley, Alyssa Cooper, Carly Cousins, Whitney Cox, Marie Coyle, Claire Creek, Ryan Crowley, Alicia Cruz, Caitlin Cruz. Pamela Curatello.
I just want to say thank you to my entire family for all of the support. It's been an incredibly long road, but guess what? I did it. Woo!
Caitlin Daniel. Margaret DeGennaro. Kathleen Delaney. Hannah Delgado. Erin DeMayer. Marley Dennis. Joshua Devine. Erica Alexandra DeVoe. Leah D. Domenico. Jenna Dickerson. Ariana Diggory.
I want to thank my friends and family for helping me get to this milestone. Congratulations, class of 2021. You did it.
Kiara Dillon. Emily Diamond. Justin D. Pasquale. Shyla Dixon. Nikolai Dominguez. Marissa Drexel. William Dudley. Alyssa Asija. Justin Edlick. Stacy Edmonds. Haley Everts. Haley Farewell. Jalen Ferreira. Connor Fisher. Teresa Fox. Emily France. Duncan Fraser. Aaron Frawley. Tanzania Fuller.
Hi guys, I want to give a huge thank you to my entire family for being so supportive of me during this process. This has been a long journey, but we finally did it. I appreciate and love you guys. Thank you.
Kiera Futch. John Gasser. Alicia Gayhart. Kimberly Gill. Randy Gill. Corey Gillis. Anastasia Glisson. Dominique Glover. Patricia Glover.
Heartfelt thanks to my family and professors. Thank you all.
Danielle Grassadonia, Michelle Graves, Jasmine Green, Jeed Gross, Jack Guinan, Markin Hale, Sharon Hardaway, Janae Harris, Megan Harris,
I want to congratulate the class of 2021. We did it this year. I want to thank my family and teachers for helping me achieve my goal.
Pauline Harry, Anna Harvey, Tanya Haskins Owens, Faraja Hassan, Brian Hendrick, Sarah Henwood, Allison Herlihy, Deanna Hill, Brianna Houston, Imari Monique Houston, Jay Shawn Howard, Charlene Humphrey, Erica Hunter, Gina Yanucci, Luciana Iorio, Hannah Ippolito, Brianna Yeager, Shantai Jefferson, Lul Jailani, Heidi Johnson, Jacqueline Johnson, Natasha Johnson, Timothy Johnson, Amber Jones, Cody Colley, Andy Kashner, Miranda Grace Keaton, Ashley Kelly, Danica Kennedy Majors, Bibi Khan, Marshall King,
Hello, class of 2021. I'd like to take this chance and thank my mother and father for helping me through the past 2 years, and good luck to all.
Alexandria Koch, Jessenia Korleski, Candace Kortz, Corinne Labella, Stephanie Lamerciere, Virginia LaRue, Bridget Lasky, Adriana Lawrence, Emma Laws, Emily Leach, Sarah Legler, David Lell, Sydney Letro, Conica Levert, Megan Lighthouse, Diana Labrant Kappa, Kristen Lewis, Nianglam Lewin, Magdamar Machado, Laura Mack, Patricia Mackey, Evan McGill, Addie Malik Renfer, Kiana Manley, Donna Morello, Evelise Marrero, Nautica Morocco, Carifa Martin, Angelize Marie Martinez, Oven Martinez, Tristan Maxim, Star Asia McCoy, Jordan McCullough, Brianna McGrain, Everett McLaughlin, Sarah Meeks,
It is by the grace of God which carried me through this time. I am so grateful that I chose to be consistent and with consistency gave results.
Lauren Minacquale, Marissa Mendez, Jessica Mercado, Amanda Merlau, Catherine Mestre Velasquez, Amber Miller, Camille Miller, Mackenzie Miller, Sadie Miller, Amanda Mitchell, Ryan Mitchell, Halima Mohammed, Ismail Muhammad, James Montgomery, Lindsay Moore, Cheryl Morgan,
Hello everyone, my name is Cheryl Morgan. I first want to thank God for allowing me to finish this degree program. I also want to thank my #1 cheerleaders who are my children. Yay!
Mariah Moore, Angel Muniz, Valentina Mano, Christopher Murphy, Hazina Najim, Sarah Now, Alicia Newman, Natasha Nuno, Michaela Nicometto, Sydney Nielsen, Dylan Norris, Johnny Owen, Rayset Olivo Cruz, Alexa Ontiveros, Riley Ottman, Layla Overmoyer, Alyssa Overton, Catherine Palavicini, Isaiah Parker, Gloria Pellet, Angie Pena, Ethan Pervez, Nyasha Patillo, Brooke Petresson, Jessica Petz, Catherine Pittman, Adriana Porter,
I just want to say thank you to my amazing support system. I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm going to make you so proud. Remember my name, Adriana Porter, because I'm not done.
Cara Porter, Victoria Postel,
My family, my friends, faculty at MCC, and most importantly, my faith.
Carrie Principe, Miranda Raymond, Bing Reeves, Tiara Reed, Connor Riley, Anne-Marie Relier, Montres Reiskoff, Katie Rhymes. Geraldine Rivera. Susie Rivera. Vanya Rivera. Joyce Rodriguez. Larissa Romer. Claudia Ross. Matthew Rotuno. Chris Rowlandson. Maida Sabanovic. Joseph Seta. Derek Sarl. Ryan Salvato. Jonathan Sanchez. Aziza Sarkis. Alex Scaloni. Allison Schneider. Tracy Kirtola Schulman. Toscan Scott. Tony N. Scott. Amy Sepulveda. Michael Shannon. Liam Sheehan. Monica Shim. Morgan Scheinbarger. Allison Schultz. Ashley Schumann. Nautica Sides.
You got a girlfriend?
Kayla Skillo. Jana Smith. Jasmine Sparrow. Caitlin Stanek. Joseph Steeler. Lydia Stefanishin. Colleen Stevens. Kimberly Stockman. Roshonda Streeter. Levon Sturgis. Rhonda Sykes. James Taleda. John Tanksley. Shirlena Tanksley. Clayton Teeter. Zachary Telka. Michaela Tennedy. Vikash Thapa. Ariana Thomas. Carissa Thomas.
my family, my friends, my professors, my counselor, and everybody else that believed in me and helped me get this far. Thank you so much. 2021, we out here.
Anna Thorpe. Christine 2. John Toomey. Jacqueline Torrealba. Stephen Tracy. Thin Tran. Mariah Travis. Kenyetta Tripp. Marissa Trapiano. Aaron Vallone. Kelly Valvasori. Colton Van Brederode. Grace Van Gee. Asia Vargas. Stephanie Vasquez. Denise Vogel. Seth Wagner. Timothy Walker. Kate Weber. Tess Whalen. Derek Whitcomb. Jennifer Whitcomb. Christina White. Serenity Whitfield. Bianca Nicole Weemy. Kieran Wiesenberg. Samantha Wiggall. Tracy Wigmore. Crystal Williams. Michelle Williams. Queniesia Williams. Kristen Williamson. Robin Williamson. Karina Witherow. Eve Wulisuk. Brianna Wood. Marissa Wood. Gavin Wyatt. Emily Wynn.
Thank you to those who supported me through this journey. I truly appreciate you.
Anastasia Yerishchuk. Alicia Young. Kiana Young.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Veronica Young, Julia Yount, Sabine Zephyr, Kayla Zazara,
Congratulations again to the Monroe Community College class of 2021. We look forward to witnessing the doors you will open, not only for yourself, but for others throughout our community and nation. Aspire to greater goals, raise the bar, and dream big. You are why MCC inspires every day. Thank you for studying at MCC.